Hey, what's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. And who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to do a fight breakdown and prediction for Franchon Crews versus Savannah Marshall. Really quick, if you like the videos, take the time, please subscribe to the channel. It just takes one click. Also hit that thumbs up button. It does help, it does support, and it does show love to the channel. So without further ado, let's jump into this. So first I want to start with resume. Now, they both fought Claressa Shields, which says a lot. And they both lost to Claressa Shields. Okay, that's true. So, and I'm saying this because some people might find it hard or, probably debate what I'm about to say. But resume alone is going to go to Savannah Marshall simply because she fought Claressa Shields last. Very recently, but not only that, she put on a good showing. Not only that, she went the distance. And because of that, it doesn't even matter about the rest of the resume. She's getting this category just simply because she fought Claressa Shields most recently, and she went the distance. And she hurt Claressa Shields during the fight. It was a much more competitive fight with Savannah Marshall versus Franchon Crews. And I know Franchon, the argument with her is that, she took the fight last notice. Listen, that's your deal. That's your responsibility. That's something that fell in your lap. You could have chosen to take or not take. Or, but the reality is Savannah Marshall put on a better showing with Claressa Shields than Franchon Crews. And that's the reason why she's going to get this one. Power, Savannah Marshall. Her knockout ratio was like 80% or something like that. So like Franchon Crews, she doesn't have a high knockout ratio. So Savannah Marshall for power. In which case, there's a lot of ways in which Savannah Marshall can win this fight. Let's just be honest. But the most obvious and evident way, and the way that she's known to win fights, is by power, by knocking chicks out. So there you go. Power, Savannah Marshall. Speed, again, Savannah Marshall. I think she has much better legs. I think she's much faster. I think she's faster upstairs and faster downstairs. She's fast with her footwork. She's also fast with that jab. She's, listen, she has those long arms, but she doesn't have a tight guard. Everything is kind of out in the open. And she can get to the target a lot quicker than Franchon Crews, who is not the fastest person in the world to begin with. Now, when you match Franchon Crews up against somebody like Savannah Marshall, who is a lot faster and a lot more fluid with the punches, got to give it to Savannah Marshall. So hands down, speed goes to Savannah Marshall. Let's see. Boxing IQ. Again, we're going to go back to the Claressa Shields fight, simply because that was her last fight, and it was within the year. So it's very recent. It's very relevant. Yeah, it's relevant. It's definitely relevant because, I'm just looking at the time frame, and I was just kind of figuring out in my head, but it's definitely relevant. So I got to give it to Savannah Marshall again. The fact that she hurt Claressa Shields more than once, and that was from Claressa Shields' mouth, that she hurt Claressa Shields. And the fact that she was fighting nonstop until the last bell says a lot for her, and it says a lot for her boxing IQ, where she could put Claressa Shields in some tight situations during the fight and make it competitive the duration of the fight. So you got to give it to her, Savannah Marshall. Defense, Savannah Marshall. Again, better footwork. She can fight backing up. She can obviously go forward. She is a power puncher. She's very light on her feet. Very, very light on her feet. She's never truly flat-footed unless she's in the process of getting a girl out of there. But outside of that, she's very, very light on her feet. Also, in terms of defense, again, she's kind of out like this. But because of her height, she can pull back and she can stay in range. She can stay planted with her feet, and she can easily get back in position and do what she has to do. Defense definitely goes to Savannah Marshall, because the reality is Franchon doesn't have much of a defense. Franchon's defense is offense. It's punch, 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 march forward, do some more punching. Take one to give one. I take one to give one. Punch, punch, punch. That's really her way of going. So there's not much to be said right there. You still got to give it to Savannah Marshall. Let's see. Durability. Durability, it's tough because, now, okay, Savannah Marshall did just face Claressa Shields. However, Claressa Shields is not the heaviest puncher in the world. Franchon Franchon, however, because of the way she fights, because of the way that she fights, she's very physical. She's very direct, upfront, soldier-esque, and she's just going to march forward. She has to be durable. The way she fights, if she weren't durable, she would have been laid out a long time ago. There's no way possible in this green earth she would have those belts if she weren't durable, because she's not defense conscious all the time. She's her way about going about things is, I'm just gonna press through you, and either you're gonna weather the storm or you're not. I'm gonna throw really big shots, and that's basically what I'm gonna do the entire fight. You know, so if you can't muscle her back, if you can't power her back, punch her back, well then, yeah. But that's basically why she's going to get durability. Savannah Marshall doesn't fight like that. Savannah Marshall is a lot more calculated than that, and that's why she doesn't necessarily have to be as durable as Franchon Crews, because she has options. That's why. So let's see. Jab. Savannah Marshall. Come on. So Savannah Marshall's one of the very few people, male or female, in the boxing ring who doubles up and triples up on a jab. And I love that. And why? What does that do when you double up and triple up on a jab? You create openings. You create opportunities for yourself. You set up other punches. You're very fluid. You get your rhythm going. There's a lot of things that happen. You keep your opponent busy. You can gauge the range. There's just a lot of things that happen when you double up or triple up on that jab. And Savannah Marshall does it very beautifully, especially when she doubles up on a jab and she'll throw like a shovel hook. Very beautiful. Let's see. Body work. Savannah Marshall. I'm sorry. When I look at, and yes, this is pretty much a blowout, by the way. When I look at Franchon Crews, I just see somebody who throws a lot of haymakers. I just see somebody who's a brawler. I just see somebody who's a ballroom or brawl, you know, whatever kind of room, brawler. That's all she is. She's just a brawler. She's rough, tough, rugged, and she's going to go in there and she's going to slug it out. And she wins by the will of her heart. And she's got a lot of heart. I'm not knocking her. Listen, am I knocking her boxing skills in comparison to Savannah Marshall? Absolutely. On paper, you know, and just looking at the film, there's nothing that I can say that she does better than Savannah Marshall. I'm sorry. I guess you could say, you know, maybe the heart thing, but they both lost to the same person. But it's how they lost to that same person. Savannah Marshall lost to Claressa Shields, hurting Claressa Shields twice in that fight, and also hitting Claressa Shields so hard that Claressa Shields couldn't even see during the fight. Franchon didn't do that. I'm sorry. She didn't do that. You know, she just didn't do that. So, yeah, it is going to be a blowout over here with me, because I'm going to be honest, and she didn't do that. Let's see. Footwork, again, fight backing up. She doesn't have to. She typically doesn't, but she can do it. She's very light on her feet, so she can do it. And she understands range with her feet. I mean, listen, you can win a fight with footwork. If you really know how to use your footwork, you can actually win a fight with footwork. And this fight could possibly be won with footwork, because Franchon has zero footwork. She just marches forward. Literally, she just marches forward. I wish I could say something kinder about her, but the truth is, you know, I think if Savannah Marshall has her head on right, Franchon has bitten off more than she can chew. I'll say it like that. Mental toughness. Now, honestly, just looking at the promotion of this fight, I have to say this. And this is something that I've been watching very closely, because I was hoping at some point it would, like, I don't know, there would be a trigger. Something would happen where Savannah Marshall would kind of click on, but I'm still not seeing it. So mental toughness, I'm going to give it to Franchon Crews. She definitely has the edge right now, because she's on a win streak. Savannah Marshall's coming off a loss. So she does have a mental edge. We have to be honest about that. Let's see. Savannah, listen, every interview is literally talking about Claressa Shields. Every time Savannah Marshall opens her mouth, it's Claressa Shields. Yes, a lot of times she's being asked about Claressa Shields, but the reality is that doesn't mean you have to answer it. You could simply say, hey, I'm fighting this person over here. I could care less about Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields does not exist until I get past this person. Then we can talk about Claressa Shields. Yes, she chooses not to do that, and she entertains the question every single time. Why? Because Claressa Shields is already on her mind, and she clearly wants to talk about her. That's why. Let's see. Franchon just hasn't lost in a long time. Let's be honest. You know, her confidence is all the way up. She has all these belts to remind her daily. I mean, they're all right there. You know, they're around her waist. They're on her shoulders. She has every reason to believe in herself in this moment. She has every reason to believe that she's going to take out Savannah Marshall. Everything would suggest that she would. Savannah Marshall's coming off the loss. I have not lost in my recent fights. I have all these accolades, these belts around my waist. I'm proven that I've proven to myself, and not only to myself, to my naysayers, that I can do this. Yeah, she definitely has momentum mentally. You have to acknowledge that. She has momentum mentally. Listen, Franchon Crews is in the groove right now. Savannah Marshall's trying to find her way back to the groove. And at this moment, I'm still waiting to see that switch, and I have yet to see it. I have yet to see that look in her eyes that she once had. That, you know, that eye of the tiger. I have yet to see it. It was a different look when she was fighting Claressa Shields because she was undefeated. It was a different look. I don't see that look. She's not even talking the same way. So right now, yeah, mentally, I got to give it to Franchon Crews all day. Now, overall, my final thoughts. Savannah Marshall should win. She's the better boxer. She hits harder. She's faster. Better footwork. She's honestly just better at everything when it comes to fighting. It is what it is. Here's my problem in saying who I think is going to win. I don't know if Savannah Marshall's head is in this fight. I don't. The beginning of the promotion, she took Franchon very light, to the point where it was just like, yeah, I'm fighting her, but afterwards I'm going to be fighting Claressa Shields. You know, so I don't know where her head is at. You know, and I had yet to see that look in her eyes, that click, that switch on, like it's fight time, and I'm going through you because I got goals in life. I have yet to see that. I don't know. I'm still waiting for that. Let's see. Savannah does seem a bit obsessed with Claressa Shields. And listen, your first loss is your first loss. It's devastating, and I can tell you personally, it can haunt you. You know, you can think about that and that person for a very long time, and sometimes it doesn't leave people. And when you're talking about Savannah Marshall, that loss is very recent, and that was a big promoted, marketed and successfully marketed fight. It did very well. So on top of losing, you lost in front of your countrymen. On top of losing, you lost your O. It's not just losing, you lost your O. You know, so there's a lot at stake, and mentally I can see how that can crush you. You know, a lot of fighters go into depressions. A lot of fighters have admitted that they've had, matter of fact, Sugar Ray Leonard, he admitted that he had nightmares about Roberto Duran. So what does that tell you? So I can understand why she keeps talking about Claressa Shields, but she needs to forget about Claressa Shields and get her head in the game so she can actually get her hands back on Claressa Shields. That would make more sense. And Peter, you know, I don't know, Peter needs to really like slap her into it. Like, yo, you got to wake up. Focus. Claressa Shields does not exist. Listen, in my personal opinion, physically, boxing-wise, in the ring, Savannah Marshall has this in the bag, hands down, bar none. The problem is, I'm still waiting for Savannah Marshall to mentally show up. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. I'm going to go with Savannah Marshall because, like I said, she has all the tools. But even when you look at the press conferences, Franchon is running circles around her. And the reality is a lot of the circles that she's running around Savannah Marshall are circles of truth. And I can see it visibly affecting Savannah Marshall to the point where she doesn't have anything to say. Savannah Marshall has that trademark grin, and I haven't seen much of it. That grin was a way of saying, you can say whatever you want. You're clearly the better talker of the two of us. But once I get you in the ring, it's going to be a different story. But I'm not seeing that this time around. But I'm still going with Savannah Marshall. I'm definitely still going with Savannah Marshall. And quite possibly with a knockout. Quite possibly with a knockout. I think losing to Clarissa Shields, yeah, it sucks, but I also think it made her better. And because it made it better, I still think she has more than what it takes, way more than what it takes to beat Franchon Crews. So there you have it. I have Savannah Marshall. Technical knockout, quite possibly. Even possibly just a flat-out knockout. But I have Savannah Marshall winning this fight. Absolutely, yes, I do. Drop your thoughts down below. You tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about the fight breakdown. Tell me if you believe that I'm right when you're looking at the psychology of Savannah Marshall and her, what's going on in her mind. Do you also see the fact that she's not 100% tapped in yet? But do you believe with the prediction? Do you believe Savannah Marshall will win? Do you believe Franchon will win? Drop your thoughts down below. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.